Hello everybody and welcome to BroomWagon. You will not get there on an off-the-shelf road bike, gravel bike, rigid bike, whatever bike. You need to get a special one. Why? Because today is a special episode of the BroomWagon Podcast. First of all, just be sure to go to Instagram, and that is BroomWagon Podcast or Calamaro CC. Yes, that's me. And you can even go down in the description below, coffee link. Click the button, drop some coins, so this podcast can be independent. And as well, remember to follow, subscribe, comment, rate, everything you want to do, but do it on your application of choice where you're listening to this podcast. Let's put it on the side. It's a special episode, as special as Bespoked, that was in Dresden a couple of weeks ago. Bespoked Festival. An amazing event. I was in the one in London at the Velodrome 2 years ago. It was incredible. It was super nice. I met a lot of friends, a lot of super nice frame builders. It was super incredible. And this year, I decided to go also to the one in Dresden at the airport. Can you imagine that? A trade show of Bespoked bikes at an airport. You were actually seeing people going super quick to catch their flights anyways. It's a super small airport. And on the other side, you were in the top 2 floors talking with people with amazing bikes. And the pile of the Bespoked event, the bicycle pile of the Bespoked event, man, it's incredible. Oh boy. Amazing couple of days. Unfortunately, I actually missed the best part, the award part, and also the bicycle rides parts. But I was already out there for a long time and I needed to get back home. Already they are arriving there was incredible. I was bike packing with Andre, Chimpanzee Bar, and also Mr. Bohemian Border Bash Aragon. You heard this voice so many times in this podcast. And John Woodruff from the Two-Tone Agency. Incredible. We went there with the bike because all of us, John, Andre, and a bunch of other amazing people were at Andre's 50th birthday I'm reading the name of the town because I will never remember it, in Durkralove nad Labem in Czech Republic. And it's actually, I was reading about that when I was in the train. I arrived there with the train, and actually the name means the garden on the Elba River, the garden of the Queen on the Elba River, something like this. Is super stunning place. So we spent there a couple of days, a lot of rides, a super good time, and then we left Andre's place and we went to Dresden just to go to Bespoked, to meet all the friends, but just to have a good time together. So already arriving there was incredible. One highlight, the first night of the backpacking trip till there, after riding into a forest uphill off-road for 45 minutes, I would say, completely dark, for 45 minutes, we arrived at a castle when Andre, that was at our back, said, okay, this is our place for tonight. So basically, after cruising into a forest at night, we slept in a castle. Can you imagine? It's so cool. Anyways, we arrived in Dresden. We landed directly at the, how would you call it? Something like networking meeting and dinner at Sour Bikes and Hand Wheels, the new entity of Hand Wheels in Dresden, in Germany. There actually also some Zier Brewing Nina were served. So proud of it. And then the day after, it was the event, and then actually I left before all the celebration started. I talked with a lot of frame builders, I talked with a lot of friends, I talked with a lot of super amazing people, and the episode is here, and you're started listening to that. 2 things. If you want to know more about that, down in the description below, I'm gonna actually also link the video of my friend Felix. Felix tested bikes, and he also showed a bit all the magnificent, that's the word, magnificent production and creations that were there. And also I put down below the article from Grav, from my friend Max Riese. Then the second thing, you have to excuse me. I'm super sorry. I beg your pardon for the quality of the audio. Basically, while I was there, I lost my ear plug, the classic white ear plug that from the Apple 15 years ago, that I always use for this kind of events. Also because my headphones, classic headphones, the Sennheiser that I usually have, I didn't bring them. Also because they were broken. Now I repaired them, and also because they were too heavy for my backpacking trip. So for this is one of the reasons why the levels are not super good. And shame on me, I've lost also at the same event, I lost my hairy, fluffy windscreen that I have been using it since 2018 in all my podcasting adventures. I remember I was doing the media round and I lost it, and I've never found it again. I need to buy a new one, by the way. Oof, such a shame. Anyways, so the levels are a bit fucked up. Listen to the episode, enjoy the episode. I've been talking for 6 minutes now. I will talk to you at the end. Hello everybody. Dresden Airport, International Airport, Bespoked. Basically a bunch of nerds talking about crazy things that they are produced for the bikes. So it could be frames, it could be wheels, it could be bags, it could be everything. Let's see what kind of nice things we can get around. But first of all, there is a little problem. I lost my fluffy muffle thing, so probably the sound will not be as good as it should. So yeah, just keep it in mind. If you hear some... Oh, that's the problem. I'm here in this awesome booth. Here, sorry, I'm confusing. Everybody's talking now. The situation is getting amazing and hectic. But I'm here in this amazing booth, and I'm talking with
Alex from Dyed in the Wool.
And I'm Charles.
Awesome. So we were talking a lot because we like to talk before and everything about the concept of your company and everything. But mostly we talked about this awesome bike and collaboration that you have done with True Love. And here you have also
Jan from True Love.
Exactly. Tell me more about all the concept, people. Who wants to start?
This is third time actually we've collaborated together, and the second time we kind of wanted to create this perfect solution and this perfect integration between bags and bike, and collaborate frame maker, bag makers and rack makers. It was three different people, three different disciplines, I would say. We created. I will talk from our perspective. So bags. We created this pretty clean and beautiful solution using fit-lock magnetic clasps, so you can very easily remove the bags from the bike, and it all looks really pure, really neat. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I guess that was it, really. It was kind of like we had two main key things to work with, and it was keeping the integration super quick and seamless, so you're not having to mess around with straps or elastic or any of that.
Thing that I do all the time.
Exactly. Nightmare.
The fuffing guy.
Lacing bags. Looks great. Takes forever. So we kind of wanted to get rid of that whole downtime. If you're jumping between a quick ride or you want to go on an adventure, you don't want to waste your time messing around. So that was kind of one of the key things. And the other thing was integrating Jan's idea with the print and with this kind of wooden grain that we kind of wanted to pull across onto the bags that match the paintwork on the frame. So yeah, it was with that we kind of created this selection of bags and this concept, and yeah, I think we're quite happy with how it turned out, and it looks pretty rad.
And we're talking about what bike, Jan?
The bike is called the...
You're called Jan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I make mistakes every time with names.
So the bike model is called the Heartbreaker Light, and it's a gravel/adventure bike with the front suspension fork. This is the gravel fork from Cane Creek, 40 millimeters travel. We used a mixed drivetrain with SRAM Red AXS shifters, like road shifters, with rear transition derailleur, mountain bike derailleur. We used some 3D printed elements in the frame. We really tested a lot of things in this bike.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can see that. There was a lot of experimentation.
Yeah. Also some prototypes of the water bottle cages from our friend Pavel, who also made the racks.
Can we say also the name of his company project? Pavel.
It's not. It doesn't have a name yet.
So it's super fresh.
He was like, yeah, so if you go tomorrow for Bespoked, probably I have to find out the name to.
We
today.
can brainstorm after it, I think, guys. I'm okay.
For him.
Suggest some names.
I think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, but anyway, like, it's a collaboration between 3 companies, so it wouldn't happen without, one of them. So yeah, I think that's it. We've been partnering with Tune.
Yeah, I can see it. Absolutely.
Yeah. We have some nice little details that you probably better find out on Instagram, like the top cap made by the guy from Sukiyaki Bikes in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
Is like a little piece of jewelry on the top of your stem. Yeah, a lot of things. White tires, big wheels, ready for adventure.
Ready for everything. And I can see here also another thing that I wanted to ask you guys. Tell me a bit more about this awesome petit porteur. Let's say if I can say it in French. Usually there is my wife that says that listening to my French is like sticking.
Is your wife French?
No, she lived in Lausanne for a lot of time.
Okay.
She speaks French. Seems like she's sticking a rusty stick in your ears. But it's le petit porteur.
Glad you did that and not me. So.
I am doing it. I'm embarrassing myself with my accent all the time on my podcast. Tell me a bit more about this awesome Le Petit Porteur cargo bike with all these incredibly nice bags. Yeah. I mean, I'm a cargo bike lover.
Yeah, so are we. We love cargo bikes. We have quite a few of them. And I think we...
Whoa.
Yeah.
How many?
Okay, like not that many.
Okay, 2.
Okay, we have 2.
2 and then like...
A few.
And one with loads of racks that's kind of a...
I mean, what I was trying to say is that we've designed quite a few bikes.
Okay.
Different cargo bikes from different brands. Like we started a collab with Larry Harry from Copenhagen 5 years ago.
Bullet.
Yeah, the Bullet bike. We now designing stuff for Riesenmüller. And Carry, that's how it's called. We're doing stuff for Omnium, and like guys from La Petite Porteur kind of approached us and asked like if we could design some bags for them, and that was really awesome because projects like that are always fun. Those one
It looks beautiful.
I mean, cargo bikes. I think that's the beauty of them, that they aren't just for one thing; they're for so many things, and that gives it, as a designer, it gives us such a spectrum of versatility and design and just having fun.
Kind of what we wanted to do with this bag is so it's the one that fits on the small rack, and like the first concept was that it's just a nice big bag that you can kind of throw anything in. It's super wide.
Huge and so on. You can fit a dog here. We've tried.
Okay.
A dog fits. 12-kilo dog fits. No problem. But the other concept is as a lot of people use this bike also as a city bike. So we thought it would be nice if you can just fold it. And sorry, whoa, this is not clicking together.
That's the description actually for podcast people. We are closing with a couple of clips the bag, and now
just have it as like a little city bag, almost like
shopping
a bag. Exactly, your shopping bag or whatever. You can easily take it with you anywhere. But if you need the space, you just unclip it, and it gives you all the space you need. I mean, it's quite a big bag in the end. And with this one, we just wanted something like proper cargo, so you can carry full-on stuff, including babies, as we said.
Don't say it to my wife.
No, I'm not going to say it to your wife, but it's a big bag. We're planning to offer some extras with it, like for example, dog cushion or dividers, so people can organize the space how they want. I mean, we also obviously La Petite Porteur. Sorry, excuse my French.
probably said.
Yes, it offers so much space over here. So
I mean, this one here on the back of the seat is just wow.
it's
Tiny
so cute,
little-
right? It's such a cute little bag. It actually is quite a big bag.
It's kind of good.
You can fit a wallet there. You can
Feed a dog here too. Another dog.
maybe a kitten.
A smaller dog.
No,
yeah.
hamster. That's for your hamster.
Hamster, it's
Yeah.
perfect. Oh, yeah. Golden fish.
Um,
They're waterproof, don't they?
you can test.
Okay.
Put it on. But yeah, like just full on loads of bags, different sizes, different uses, from dogs to golden fish.
Perfect. Guys, I think I need to stop it here because it's going too much to nonsense.
Hey, but I have some breaking news.
Go for the breaking
In
news.
the meantime, our friend Pavel has set up his Instagram account, so you can find his rugs at the Instagram Paolo Salvante.
Stalvante. Stalvante sounds a bit of Italian, right?
Yes. Does it mean anything?
Salvante, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely,
Imagine.
absolutely nothing.
Stal, because stal means steel in Polish, so
and
it's
Salvante is kind
Italian
of,
sounding
Yeah.
steel something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's present participle, so somebody was stealing. Let's cut this one. Guys, it was amazing. I was like, but not stealing, I mean the mean of steal, not, you know what I mean. People, it was an incredible, good time talking with you. Thanks a lot for
Thank you
it.
so much.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
The cool thing of these events that you're coming around and you're finding a lot of super familiar faces, even if until yesterday we're never talking in person, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm talking with
Manu Catrice from Belgium, and I'm working at Jaeger Cycles.
perfect. Also, apart from being an adventurer and great traveler with kids, ultra endurance legend, and really good friend of our friend Ryan Legarrec. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
so what you're presenting here with Jaeger?
I think mainly this beautiful bike, the Phoenix. So it's our first time we are doing a bike with 3D printed parts. So bottom bracket, the head tube, seat post area, and the dropouts. It's all 3D printed. And then these parts get TIG welded on the tubes we use otherwise as well. So it's we're trying really hard to be innovative here and make something that looks really sleek and that is something that people who want like an high performance bike but who like the feeling of a steel bike would be willing to ride something like this. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you. No, go ahead.
And then also the Typhoon, which is that's more my
It's your style.
my style, exactly. So it's a drop bar mountain bike, also a full stainless steel. So this one was specially made for a friend of ours, co-investor, who was gonna ride Silk mountain race on it. Unfortunately,
Has he done it?
no, he couldn't go. He had to bail out a few days before leaving because of personal reasons. But it's ready for next year. He's already subscribed, so he'll go there. So
I have another question because we have another super amazing bike here in front of us, and I was telling you before that I'm at the moment in the continuous hunt for a bike, a drop bar bike that can do it all. Yeah. So a gravel bike that could also handle all road, because I mean road is what it is. And this looks like exactly this concept. Tell me more about that. Apart from we can call it paint job. That is incredible. It's super nice.
I love it. It's the paint job itself. It's like an ode to the rock where you get the iron from, with these colors and the entire color scheme. I like it a lot myself as well. I didn't think about it because I put this bike together. So, but
what bike is it?
it's a Hurricane.
Okay.
So as we do it fully bespoke, we have different kinds of Hurricanes. It's not like Hurricane doesn't mean it's like having a certain like tire like fitting range. We make it as you want it. If you want a Hurricane with maximum 45 millimeter tires or maximum 55, we can do that. once you wanna go higher up and you wanna do like proper adventure stuff, there's a Typhoon, of course.
Yeah.
But this is definitely something for like in this setup if you ride a lot on the roads, but you feel like you wanna have the comfort of bigger tires. And I mean, for me personally as well, this is the perfect road bike.
Is a road geometry bike, but could fit big tires. That's what it is.
Yeah. So
That's nice. So you can basically handle everything with that.
Yeah.
It's not super different from my kind of geometries from my gravel bike that I have at the moment. So
yeah.
That's super nice. Cool.
I love this bike. It was really cool to put it together last week. And we'll bring out a building video from this one. We shoot it last week, so keep an eye out on that.
Where shall we find it, or where can we find it?
We will definitely post like a reel from it, and then we will put it on our YouTube channel.
That's perfect. So it's
take a bit, but yeah.
How is the handle of the Instagram account?
It's just Jaeger Cycles. Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you, Manu.
You're welcome. Totally welcome.
We'll tag team it.
Walking around as usual, and actually we found out that we can do an amazing collab game, because here I am with
Liege and Tom.
Exactly, curve cycling, right? So because we want to do the interview all together, and because it seems like everybody could have different answers, we are going to do that. I ask the question, and then the first one who feels comfortable is going to play the sound, and we'll answer, okay?
Yeah, I'm just going to look at Tom.
First of all, curve cycling. Let's start from the beginning. Tell me the story.
So Curve was started by original directors Steve Varga. He comes from a BMX background. He'd been working in the industry for a while, and we actually started out as like being a wheel manufacturer. He just saw there's a gap in the market for like a really good quality wheel that you didn't have to pay. In Australia, a good set of like Envies or Zips is $4,000-$5,000 Australian for that. So started out like that, and then after that, the next product was the original Belgie frame set for Jesse, one of the other directors, to do the Transamerican race on, and it kind of went from there, basically. Yeah.
That's super nice. And if we have to think about what inspires Curve to make bikes, what's the inspiration? What the bike's for?
Riding.
Nice.
Adventures. So yeah,
Adventures.
I think that's one of the very cool part of Curve is every single of our bikes are conceived with an ID, a specific riding ID behind our mind. So we want to ride something, we want to have an adventure, and then we're gonna make the bike to go for that type of riding.
Yeah.
So that's very like how we drive, or how the works brand, the brands work.
And another question that I want to ask you is only metal bikes, isn't it? So you're doing also carbon bikes.
So actually, it's good timing because it's on its way here now. But we've been blending carbon and titanium for a little while now.
Yeah.
It started with our original Belgie Air project, which was made in conjunction with Bastion, who's another Australian brand, originally. And that was with the carbon bonded C-tubes for our fully custom Geo road frames.
I can see a lot of Bastion frames in Zurich.
Yeah. Well, they make nice frame sets. And from there, it basically went to we do our own carbon bonding now, and that features on our road range, but also our off-road range. So probably our most popular bike is the Kevin or GXR,
absolutely,
which is all titanium. But then we also make a more race-orientated version of that called the Air Kev. That features the carbon bonded C-tube. So, and then same deal for the Belgie. So the Air Belgie, sort of similar. That also features the carbon bonded C-tube. So yeah, metal and carbon. Yeah,
that's super amazing.
Yeah.
How is received in Europe? You have a few bikes here in Europe. I can see it quite often, right?
Yeah, so Europe is really the next step for us. We've got a few very good dealers at the moment, and we're really excited to be coming a little more into Europe and offering the Curve bigger offering, because we're driven by passion. That's why we do those bikes, but we really want to take people out, and building the community is one of the big part of Curve in Australia, and we're going to bring that into Europe now, so we're very excited for that move and working with all current dealers and maybe a few more.
That's super nice. And are you also already planning to have some events or community rides or everything in Europe?
Yeah, so that's the big focus. We want to expand our community and share our type of riding into Europe. So we're going to be based in Spain and have a big offering of adventure riding, flashpacking, bikepacking trips on top of our expeditions we already offer in crazy places like South Africa, Mongolia, Argentina también. We just really want to take people out, and in many different ways. We just want to get people out of the couch on the bike. It doesn't have to be a curve bike. We just want to share the stoke.
That's perfect. Guys, thanks a lot for the chat.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So I arrived here in this wonderful corner of the show talking with
Chris Schmidt.
From
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Schmidt, so it means that you have German origins, or?
Yeah, I'm actually, my mother's Native American, and you can see my ties to that in the bike. I'm really showcasing my indigenous roots. And then my father is German, so got half German, half Native American.
That's super incredible. That's super nice. And where are you based?
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay.
In
probably you told
States. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're here to present.
I'm here presenting this bike. Me and my wife have named Shiku. That's my family's traditional name on the Zuni side, and so I really wanted to take modern mountain bike geometry and make it a little bit more personalized and try to kind of push the boundaries of what a hardtail can still do. I know a lot of people are moving to full suspensions, but hardtails have always been my favorite, and so I really wanted to dig in on one and really kind of make it something special rather than just another production hardtail.
Absolutely. And as I can see here, this is really a bike made for having fun, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Our whole motto is less race, more taste. We really love just making bikes that look great and feel great. I'm not going to be building a bike for the next downhill world champion, but I would love to build a bike for anyone who wants to go have fun on their bike. So that's what we're all about.
And so you're here actually for the project that, of course, I don't remember how it's called, with SRAM, right?
Yep, the SRAM by Bespoked Inclusivity Scholarship. So I was awarded that earlier this year and built this bike specifically for this show and to showcase the SRAM parts as well.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's absolutely super, super cool. Are you going to go out for some rides tomorrow? Or?
I'm definitely hoping to go on the social ride in the morning. I had missed going to the social hour last night, unfortunately. I was just a little too jet lagged.
Because you came already last year, or?
No, I was just jet lagged from the flight. I had about 28 hours of traveling, so.
Of course. And you're going to go out with this bike?
No, actually, Peter from Bespoked, he brought a bike for me to use, so I'm riding a Dear Susan the whole time I'm here, which I'm really pumped on.
Absolutely. So this bike can stay here, and you can ride this bike.
Exactly, yeah. This one is not super pavement friendly. It's definitely made for trails.
Perfect for Colorado Springs.
Exactly, yeah. We have a 14er that takes about 10 minutes to get to from my doorstep, so I'm climbing a 14,000 foot mountain, within 10 minutes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we really love it there.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for your chat.
Absolutely, thank you.
And also here, keep on working. Actually, it's super nice because we are having the music, but that's what we like at the end of the day. No, but actually, I actually stopped here at the booth of Memento Cycles talking with
Eliane.
How are you doing?
Really good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, you told me that you arrived a couple of days ago already, right?
One day ago, kind of. So we're still
a lot of sleeping.
We're still jet lagged.
Yeah. Tell me a bit more about Memento Cycling. Cycles. I'm always making a mess with names.
People always mess up our names, say Momento, but...
No, for me it's easy. Being Italian, I know that actually could be a difference between memento and momento.
Yeah, definitely. I started the business 3 years ago with my best friend from high school.
Is he...
Yeah, he's right there.
Okay.
We both worked as bike messengers. We both studied engineering. and we didn't really want to work as engineers.
Okay.
So
I know the feeling. I have a brother who is engineer.
okay,
It's,
It
could be funnier.
it looked kind of boring. So
Exactly.
being a bike messenger, I wanted to be more free and self-owned. So starting the business was the perfect excuse not to be an engineer. But I still use what I learned every day and what I do. So it's a nice finish for that.
That's perfect. And what bicycle are you presenting?
We made this new gravel bike that's we put a lot of work into like additional.
This one here, it's super special.
Yeah, it's what we love to do, just to make them truly unique and like adding like not necessarily necessary tubes, but it makes the difference with compared to like regular bikes.
Sorry, there is Cory here who is trying to confuse me, but it's all right. We can keep on.
Figuring out what great things I can do.
I thought you wanted to take a photo of us. Sorry.
But yeah, we always want to make bike that stand out and that are like art pieces, not just bike.
Okay.
That way, it's really
They are.
That's why it's really connected to its user, and they can like build memories with them. That's why like the name Memento is based on that.
Absolutely. And tell me more about actually the bike itself. I can see actually this wrapping tube that goes around, and also the rack in front is quite unique.
Yeah. So a fork like that is called a squid fork. So we went around that theme.
Squid, like squid the animals.
Yeah.
Like the one that I have here.
Exactly like that. Like the front rack kind of resemble one, and then that's why we went with the outside routing that's kind of like a tentacle, and all the little curved tubes all around the bike really just makes you think of that a little bit more. But yeah, it was a funny idea. We had to bend a tube that's going to be outside the bike, but that it would be like internal routing at the same time.
Yeah.
And it worked good.
Absolutely. And this is your personal bike, or because I can see that the tires are a bit dirty.
The pink one is my personal bike that we made for the Philly Bike Expo back in March.
Okay.
And so since we made that one for me, now for another show it was time for my business partner to have a new bike, because the two bikes we owned were the first two bikes we ever made. So since then we had a bit of improvement in skills, so we needed something new.
That makes a lot of sense. And you're going to ride the bike in these days, tomorrow, the day after?
Of course, yeah. We already rode them. Like mine, I'm riding it since...
yesterday you were then at the, how do you call it? Something like starting party, or yesterday you were at Sour with that one?
Exactly.
Yeah. You were with this one?
Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
So yeah, I've been riding mine since March after the Philly Bike Show, but this one, Ronnie's been riding it for a couple of days only.
Okay. It looks exciting. Another thing that I wanted to ask you, you are here with the Inclusivity Scholarship with the SRAM. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's a really nice thing that SRAM is doing to have like builders that are more out of the ordinary, because it's always just white guys normally in the industry, especially cycling. So it's a hard field for other people, gender diverse, to like actually get in and be taken seriously. So to have such a big company give us that opportunity is such a big move, and it's in the right direction.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's super cool actually to see all the content that is coming out of it, and also the support that they're giving you. It's so great.
Yeah, we couldn't be here without their support, because even just like the only thing we had to pay was the flight, but even that was super expensive. So if on top of it we had to pay for the boots, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah. And how do you think actually it's received here in Europe? Your kind of style on the bike and everything else around it.
We're actually surprised by how many people know us already.
That's nice. I didn't before the video, Peter, I didn't know about you. I have to be sincere.
But yeah, since the Philly Bike Expo, since that bike won the People's Choice Award, afterwards it went like a bit more global.
Okay.
So I feel blessed to have that kind of support from people all around the world already, since we've only been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Stop talking about bikes. Now we're talking about something else, right, Eric?
Absolutely. So we're trying to make the bikes a little less boring. Not that there's a single boring bike at this show.
Probably. Wait. I'm wondering if there is any boring bike that you can... I think let's keep on. So talking about not being the bike boring.
So we're adding some art to the bike. So we've got custom dry bags and custom cargo cages that we can cut any design into the cargo cages and print any design on the dry bags. Obviously, we're teaming up with a whole bunch of artists and designers to offer our own, but if you've got an idea, we can put it on there too.
Okay, that's awesome. Tell me a bit more about the bags, the bag itself. Why it's so special?
Yeah, so they're 7 liters. I mean, they're not just a standard dry bag like made for kayaking or canoeing or something like that. Like they are made for bike packing. They're a little bit of a wedge shape, so they don't slip or slide out of there. They've got perfect daisy chains on the side. The pattern is made so that anything that contacts the cage, there's no seams that contact, so extra durable there. And all seam taped and waterproof 7-liter bags.
Okay, and tell me about the cage.
Yeah, so in addition to all the designs we can put on the cages, we also integrated the volet strap. So you just take off the nylon buckle from the volet strap and then anchor the tail end goes into one side, and then we've got a hook built into the other. So one, you can cut your strap down from a 25-inch to a 12-inch volet strap. It doesn't spin around when you go to tighten it. You can do it one-handed. It just works a lot better.
Yeah, last thing that I wanted to ask you, you were telling me before, because this is the second part of the press tour that we did in the morning.
Yeah.
Actually, probably need to ask you 2 questions. The first question that I want to ask, so bags with amazing design on it and with super good piece of art on that. That's what we have here. But you have something else in plan, right?
Yeah.
If you can disclose it.
There is a long list of stuff. We've got, cast magnesium slingshots in the works. We've got these silicone beads to go on brake and derailleur housings, so you can spell out whatever words you want. Little dangle charms that go on the bike. We've got tools and pocket knives combined into one. There's just all kinds of collaborations. There's even a cargo bike that can be converted with a couple bolts into a non-cargo bike and also folds. So a lot of the stuff, they're just design ideas that I've had and I want to exist. And so I might not make any money on some of these, but they're going to be fun to make. So I'll partner up with someone to make it happen.
But actually, something that I will ask you, just you can be, it can be free of talking about that or not. You're also working for another company, don't you?
Yeah, so I'm the marketing director for Old Man Mountain. Yeah,
I really love the company, by the way. That's why I was asking. It's good to give a shout out to them there.
Absolutely. I mean, I obviously love them too. Yeah. They're fantastic. We've got a lot of really fun stuff coming out in 2025 in addition to our lineup of what we've got. This is just my side project because I love designers and illustrators and wanted to work with more.
That's perfect.
So,
thanks a lot.
Thanks. Have a good one.
I mean, you walk around and then you see a big stand with a lot of super creative things, and it looks like this is the Schwalbe stand I'm talking with.
Hi, my name's Grant.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm from Schwalbe Tires, UK.
Yeah. I'm just putting down all my crap from here, sorry.
We're quite long-standing partners with the show. So the Bespoked show started in the UK some 10 years ago, and it's something my colleague Tim started originally.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, how you doing?
And we've supported that show, and we're quite aware that we're obviously not a frame builder at a frame builders show, but it's a community that we like to support. We help. It's not just a case of just providing tyres. We've brought several frame builders from the UK to a European show, because it's a tough industry. You've got this wonderful creative, essentially art on show, and not all these people are made of money to be able to travel around and go to shows. We're trying to help that community and support them. We also have a message of our own at the show, which is sustainability for the company.
Absolutely. We talked about that in one of my old episodes. I'm still doing this series called The Sustainable Conversations, and your colleague Felix, we were talking about that, was in the show.
Yeah, so Felix Jahn is our sustainability officer, who's been running it from day one, and the whole CSR project is a big fundamental part of our company now. It's not just involved in the products, it's involved in...
CSR is companies... Oh, I know it.
Corporate social responsibility.
Thank you. I made actually my thesis about that. I should remember that. It was 20 years ago.
It's a great thing to be involved. I think as a brand, it's not just a case of we want to do this. We're responsible, but we want to do this as well. It's focused around products, but it's also involved in our logistics and day-to-day running of the business. Our head office, the new extension we had, is all built from sustainable sourced materials. It's more eco-focused as well, so how it insulates, how it cools, energy efficiency, solar panels. This goes for our daughter companies in the UK, in Holland, in the Netherlands, France, and as well as Italy. It's a big message for us, and manufacturing processes most importantly.
I have to say that actually these are amazing topics to see and to know more into these kind of shows. And it's also super good to see actually a big company like yours supporting a show like this. So thanks a lot for doing it.
Thank you.
And we just talked, and most probably we're going to do a follow-up on the sustainable conversation with Felix to know more actually how the situation evolved in 4 years.
Perfect.
That's great.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Still here, super close to the music, but I think that actually it was worth it to stop for a second with talking with Ashley from Significant Other.
Significant Other Bikes. Yeah, I'm Ashley. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I made a mess pronouncing your name. I'm super sorry for that.
It's all good, no worries.
Tell me more about everything here.
Yeah, so this is my own personal brand. I started in May, so we're about 6 months in, I guess.
Super fresh.
My brand is fresh, but I've been building for about 5 years for other brands along the Front Range of Colorado.
Yeah.
Started with steel mountain bikes and moved on to Thai gravel road bikes for another company. I started kind of like making frames for friends last year, just to kind of like test the waters and see like how I felt about it. And I had a lot of fun, and so decided to jump into doing it full time about 6 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is it going?
It's going really well. The summer was very overwhelming. I was setting up my new shop, also dealing with orders and getting ready for the Maid show that I did in August. So it was full on. And I had a little bit of a breather after that show, but then had to jump right into getting ready for this show.
Okay.
Which was super awesome. I've never been to Germany, so it's been a really cool way to be introduced to it. Have a bike so I can ride around and see what's.
This is your bike, Nan?
Yeah, this is my bike. I was fortunate enough to be one of SRAM's Inclusivity Scholarship recipients.
Yeah.
So they pretty much gifted me like all of these parts: the drivetrain, the fork, the wheels, the dropper, the bars, like everything, which goes a really long way when you're a small builder trying to build a bike. I was also able to partner with Ergon on the saddle and bar tape. And decided to take the opportunity to build myself a bike and kind of play around with some ideas I've been having in terms of finish, in terms of aesthetics, but like a functional aesthetics. And I think that's why shows are super cool. You have the opportunity to kind of play around and test different ideas and see, first of all, see if you like them in the end after you make them, but see how they resonate with other people and if it intrigues them too, if they're interested too. And it's always a cool kind of conversation piece, I think. That's kind of why I like making bikes.
And you also made that BMX.
I made that BMX for my partner Miles. For that frame, or for that build, we partnered with We Are One, who gave us some carbon rims. So some really super special custom stuff. He had a small wish list of things. He wanted the internally routed brake line for his rear brake. So that dictated the need for an integrated seat post. And then he has a longer chainstay. He basically just told me everything that he wanted, and
You did it.
I did it. Yeah, I did it. We did. I designed his dropouts, got those laser cut. Made the wishbone chainstays, which I had never done before, which was actually really fun. It was a cool learning experience. I definitely want to do more BMX bikes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know how handmade BMX frames are so cheap. You know what I mean? Like, I probably put in more hours to that frame than this frame.
Really?
Yeah, and there's no way I could sell that for like more than $1,000. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's like, I don't know, it blows my mind. Like, a lot of respect for all builders, but also to like, obviously they're putting their heart and their passion into building a BMX frame. But I would never be able to sell any because I would need to charge like $2,000 or something, you know? And it's like, that's a lot. But Miles is special, so he has this special frame. That was a lot of fun to work on for him.
That's nice. Last thing that I wanted to ask you. You are here with the Bespoked SRAM Inclusivity Program.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so it was an application process. You kind of described your background, how you view yourself in the cycling industry and kind of what your goals were for the show. And then after I got the email that I was accepted, after I was super, I was very excited. And after all that, like, kind of wore down a little bit, I was like, okay, well, now I need to like focus and design and figure out what I'm going to do. They helped in that they kind of shared with me what their goals were, what they would like to see, and that kind of helped direct my own vision. So it was a 2x drop bar, and my own type of riding is more off-road than on.
Yeah.
So I tried to push it as far as I could to the off-road world. With the 2x, with that front derailleur, you are pinned in a little bit with how wide your tire can get. So I maxed it out as much as I could. This is a 38 tire, but it measures as a 41.
Okay.
Probably could squeeze a 42 back there. And then I went with their Rudy suspension fork on the front.
Yeah.
And put a 44 on that front wheel. So yeah, it's kind of a reverse mullet. You have a party in the front and like business in the back.
Yeah. It's a bit, yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I rode it here this morning. I hit cobbles, I hit gravel, I hit trail, and I was having so much fun. I was comfortable. I could get my saddle out of the way if I wanted to go speeding down some descents, and it was just, yeah, I was smiling. And that's why I ride bikes. I ride bikes to smile, and yeah, it did it for me. So I'm really, really, really psyched on it, and I'm happy to have had the opportunity to design and make it.
That's great. Last thing that I want to ask you, really, this time is the last thing.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't know to call it. That's why I was hesitant on asking you this question. How do you call this asymmetrical?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I need to ask to my friend Corey. He's a bit more knowledgeable about it, but you can help me out.
I guess I would just call it an asymmetrical seat stay.
Seat stay.
Yeah, asymmetrical seat stay. I thought it was. It's a cool aesthetic that kind of draws you in because it's like a little different. You're like, wait a second, what's going on here? But it also serves like a physical purpose in that it's making that drive side a little stiffer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all about form, but I'm more about function, I would say.
Okay.
And I like it when the function can bring an interesting aesthetic to the bike. So that's kind of my style, and that's what you see here.
That's incredible. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was nice to talk to you.
Thank you. Do you think I could stay here and having a good friend of mine here at the show who made one of my favorite bikes and not talking with him? How you doing, Paul?
I'm fine, thank you.
How you doing? Today was alright, right? A lot of people, a lot of super nice projects.
Yeah, super nice bikes here. It's all very nice. And very friendly frame builders here too.
That's great.
And very friendly podcast makers.
Yeah, these are nice people, and also nice people that offer you a coffee like this morning. I mean, you saved my life.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, you are presenting here Wanderzwaard. That is basically listen to me.
It's like a sword. It's like a sword.
Yes, like it means from the mountain or
a sword. Like
from the sword. Ah,
like the knights.
Yes.
Dagger, sword.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. I didn't know about that. So why do I know you? It's because you made one of my favorite bikes, my rigid mountain bike of a super amazing yellow color with a great rack in the front that usually helps me to serve and deliver a lot of alcohol-free beers.
Nice. I'm glad to help you.
Yeah,
and the world evolves around John, of course.
Yeah, of course. We need to say thanks to John, exactly, that put us in contact. It was actually a great contact that we made. It was a great contact that he's made together between us, and also you made an amazing bike for me.
Thank you. Yeah, I was a bit nervous to make it for a friend of a friend.
So no, you did perfect.
Came out of my first circle, but super nice.
Tell me more about your activities. I mean, what you're presenting here at the show.
I'm presenting here a cargo bike and a clunker type bike. The cargo bike's for a friend. My first try at making a cargo bike. Came out nice. He loves it. And for myself, I built a clunker style.
So it's yours, the clunker?
Yes, unless you want to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to have... My first idea was actually to have a clunker when I contacted you. And then I changed mine 17 times.
It's a similar frame to yours, I think. The only extra tube...
Yeah, it's true.
Makes a difference.
Absolutely. And what's the concept of actually your production? I mean, you just, at the moment you're doing... let's start from another side, if that is better. You are a tattoo artist.
Yes.
So you like arts.
Yes.
And at a certain point you decided to build bikes.
Yes, I've been riding bikes my whole life, which is 12 years now. No,
17.
So I'm 17. No, I've ridden bikes my whole life, and I think 20 years ago I bought my first Bespoked bike, and it was steel. Before that, I never thought about what material it was. I just rode my bikes. And then I started to think, that would be cool to make one. And then 10 years later, I bought another steel bike from a guy who builds them in his shed. And then I realized, it's not completely impossible to do it myself. So, and then the dream came, and I found the Bicycle Academy, etc. And now the second time on Bespoked.
Yeah. That's super, super nice.
I'm a maker, I guess. I like to do stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I would say, John introduced me to you when you were doing also a lot of cargo forks, right?
Yes, I made.
So you give to bicycles a new life.
Sorry?
You give to to other bicycles a new life with these cargo forks.
Cargo fork, yeah, if they use them, yeah, for sure, yes. Yeah.
And why this, this idea and this love for cargo, forks? What's going on with cargo forks and Paul?
I saw them and I thought, well, it's super cool. So then I want to make one, and then other people want them, and that's how it goes. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. Paul, thanks a lot for a bunch of things, but especially for this talk today.
Thank you, Stefano.
Awesome. So actually that I have kind of a crash into two things. One is cargo bike, and the other one is beer. So I was passing by this booth, and I said, okay, I need to talk with these guys. Whom am I talking with?
I'm Patrick from 3x3.
And I'm Rafi from 4x3.
That's perfect. Tell me more about the company. You're not doing beers, you're not doing cargo bikes, but you work for the both of them, basically.
Yeah, we love beer and we love hand-welded frames, absolutely. But we are not so good in producing these things,
Okay.
so we are completely focused on gear hubs. And we are a German-based production company with 100 employees. And we built this beautiful gear hub. It's a 9-speed planetarian gear system. With 100 parts inside of the gear hub itself, and we produce 60 of them, and
nice.
The other ones are sourced completely in Europe, so it's a whole European product.
Yeah. Why cargo bikes? Why we have all these cargo bikes here? What's the specificity that makes this hub perfect for cargo bikes?
So in general, the hubs itself is really cool for nearly every application. So one of our USPs is we can handle 250 Newton meters of torque. That makes it perfect for cargo bikes itself. But you can ride it, of course, in an urban bike. You can ride it in a mountain bike. You can ride it in a whatever you want. So we are really flexible with that. But one of the biggest USP is 250 Newton meters. That's why it makes perfect sense in cargo bikes.
That's perfect. And what's next, people? What are you going to do next? Now you are developing and presenting this hub. There is anything else that you want to, I don't know, how to develop the product itself or something else that you want to develop? I mean, I'm here to ask uncomfortable questions. Otherwise, go to national TV. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
So it's not called 3x3, it's called 3x3. Okay. The first idea was, 3x3, we have a planetary transmission. It's 3 gears on the left side and 3 gears on the right side. But now we call it 3x3 because we want to evolve more. Yeah. And maybe it doesn't stay at the 9 gears. Maybe they will come more or less. More we can't say about it, but yeah, we keep it open.
That's super awesome. Keep it open, and I'm going to get your contact so you can tell me more as soon as you have more.
Yes. We will do that. We will do that.
It was great to meet you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, too.
We talked about bikes, we talked about components, we talked about wheels, we didn't talk about saddles. That's why I'm here talking with Martin from
Pousedla, which is Czech brand manufacturing the very first 3D printed saddle, which is fully customized.
How does it work, Martin?
It's pretty simple. It's a 2-step process. The first step you need to take is to make a button print. So we send you special kit to your home.
It's here in front of us, right?
Yes. You don't need to send the kit back. You just take several pictures and we process the pictures into the 3D model of your butt, actually. That's the first step. And the second step, you just go through several parameters like your weight, your like what bike type you ride, how flexible you are, what's your riding position, and this we put together these parameters, and then we create a unique saddle for you.
How long does it take? So today I go to your website, I send you the photo with all the measurements for my butt. Tomorrow, how long does it take until I get the... It's a nice beer, good choice.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, it's my beer.
It's
how
fine.
long does it take actually to arrive there?
Right now, it's about 6 weeks, but we are working on like tuning, which allows us to send it to you within 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I mean, you are really decreasing everything of 70%.
Yes, we are trying to optimize the product because right now we manufacture the carbon part in our workshop, but for next year we will have also the version like that the shell will be from PL 12, like reinforced, and also there will be the rails from steel or some like special...
Because now it's everything carbon, right?
Yes, right now, yes. Yeah. So we will be keeping the Pro carbon version and the second one, which will be a little bit cheaper. And this combination will allow us to like optimize the whole process and to decrease the delivery time, actually.
You're producing everything in Czech Republic?
It's funny because the carbon part is made in Czech Republic and the upper part is printed in Germany. So it's kind of a fun fact that we are saying that the product is designed in Czechia and partly made in Germany, which is kind of...
Yeah. But still, it's there. You're not super far away at the end.
Yeah, of course. We are actually based right on Czech-German borders, north of the Czech Republic. Yeah.
I want to ask you the last thing, and then, as I'm saying actually all the time, and I was telling it to you, probably we can go deeper on all the topics later in a longer interview, but in another episode. But the main question that I want to ask you now, just to start teasing a bit of my listeners, how everything started, from where your idea came.
Yeah, we were just two friends, two cyclists. We know each other more than 25 years actually, and we loved bikepacking, and we had these long distance trips, and I couldn't find the saddle, so I had like 7 saddles and nothing worked. So we
seven,
yeah. So we decided to change the job, to change the career, and start from the scratch with something like new. And that was the beginning.
And when was it?
It was 4 years ago, 2020. Like it was during the COVID period, actually. So we had plenty of time to be inside and do the research and start with the design. And that was crazy time.
And how is it doing? Are you happy?
Yeah, we are happy because right now we have customers like on nearly 50 markets. Right.
Nice.
Yeah. So there are thousands of saddles out there. So, and the feedback is awesome. So
that's incredible. Thanks a lot, Martin, and actually congratulations. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And let's conclude this episode talking about bottoms. Then I could really avoid that one. No, but the Posedla people are doing such an incredible job, really. So I'm super, super happy that I had the possibility to have them on the BroomWagon Podcast Special Edition Bespoked. If you liked this episode, remember that you can all the time share this episode with your peers, with your friends, with your pals, with your family and grandmas, just by sending them the link. It's super easy. If you want something a bit more fancy, give me a shout. I can prepare a special episode also with kind of a special. You remember, right? I mean, that's what usually happens on the reggaeton, dancehall kind of clash, right? That every sound system is bringing their own tracks. So you can have the pleasure to have Junior Gong Marley saying, exclusive for you, the BroomWagon Podcast, as we enter, we can do the same. If you want Bespoked, in this case, special episode of the BroomWagon Podcast for your special one, well, I'm happy to produce it, really. Just a few of them for free. What do you think? Anyways, I will put actually the BS on the side and say thank you again for listening until here. Thanks a lot, Bespoked, for having me there. Thanks to everybody, without the H, who answered to my silly questions on microphone. And I'll see you next week or the week after. Anyways, the last episode of season number 7 of the BroomWagon Podcast. I'm already planning something special for number 8, but let's stick here. Let's talk about number 7, and next episode is gonna actually arrive quite quickly. Thanks to everybody, and I will talk to you soon.